All right, so why the funky glasses today? Because today is a very special one. And I know a lot of them are very special. I say that, pretty often, but this one is very near and dear to my heart because today I'm talking about Elton John. I first fell in love with Elton John when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I could already work a record player. We had one of those little like all-in-one sort of plastic clamshell deals like you would see in school libraries. My mom and my dad would buy me the 45-speed single of songs that I fell in love with from the radio. And my mom would put a little check mark on the side that had the song I wanted to listen to because I didn't know how to read yet, but I could operate the record player and I would listen to the songs that they would buy me. And I still have the very copy that they bought me of Elton John's, I guess that's why they call it the blues, 7-inch single. I've had this for nearly 40 years now, and this is the one that started it all for me. I actually wound up having to buy a second copy of this for myself because there wound up being too much static and too many skips in this copy here, the first one that they bought me. So that began a nearly, to this point, 40-year love of Elton John, who is probably, hands down, my favorite recording artist of all time. This continued through countless pieces of vinyl, both LPs and singles, every CD that I could get my hands on, upwards of 40 or 50 of them, every remaster of his stuff that comes out. I'm very partial to the 1995 ones by Gus Dudgeon, even including a full box of mostly him that I tracked down, just random CDs that had like a song on them, soundtracks, singles, things like that, that did not, that had a song that didn't appear on his albums proper. And in fact, when I was 9 years old, I actually won a cassette copy of what was his new album at the time, Sleeping with the Past, from a local radio station in our town called Sunny 105, which is no longer in existence.
Sunny 105, where Brandon Mullis in North Augusta picks up Elton John's Sleeping with the Past cassettes. Your chance to win coming up all weekend long right here on Sunny 105.
In 1999, he came to the, I don't think it was the James Brown Arena yet, the Augusta Civic Center in Augusta, Georgia. And it was just him, not his band, him and his piano only. And I wanted to see that show so bad, but I didn't have the money. I was working this like Pizza Hut job to pay for my car insurance. I didn't really have the money for a ticket, but my dad made a deal with me. If you'll cut your hair, I'll get you a ticket to the show. And that didn't faze me for a second. Cut the hair, he bought me the ticket, I went to see Elton John. And I actually have a piece of video of him performing Skyline Pigeon from that concert, which I will not say the source of. I will not reveal where I got this from, but I have a piece of video from the performance I was at in 99 of him and his piano.
Just let me wake up in the morning to the smell of new mown hay, to laugh and cry, to live and die in the brightness of my day.
So needless to say, my love and appreciation of Elton John is very, very long-running, very deep-seated. I can't see anybody dethroning him as my favorite artist of all time. I just love, so much of his catalog. I love everything that he's done to a point. Me and Victim of Love have a difficult relationship. We don't really talk very much, but we do occasionally spend time together. It's complicated. The latest piece by Elton John that I've bought was just this past record store day, a couple of weeks ago. They put out, for the first time, a debut album he recorded in 1967 and 68, which never actually saw the light of day. They put this one on the shelf. He recorded and released Empty Sky instead as his debut. But for the first time in, 50 years now? More than 50 years, they've put out Regimental Sergeant Zippo, which is still sealed. I'm going to crack this baby open soon and transfer it to digital so I can listen to it in my car and things like that. But I have the vinyl here of Elton John's long unheard and shelved first album, Regimental Sergeant Zippo. So this is going to be interesting to listen to. I've heard some of these songs, but several of them on here have never been released before, and I'm really excited about hearing them. So you can see I'm still buying his stuff. I'm still discovering how much I love his music. I've got 3 or 4 box sets by him. I have tons and tons of Elton John, and there's probably still not enough for me out there. And he also makes his way into my set lists pretty regularly. I have been known to do Candle in the Wind. Lord, I've been known to do that going as far back as the 90s.
Candles burn out long before.
I've been known to do Club at the End of the Street, but most often I've been known to do The Bitch Is Back from Caribou in 1974. It's a very energetic song. I like it a lot because it's one that I kind of had to adapt a little bit for acoustic, you know, and I most often do it solo acoustic. Crowds love it. It's another one that kind of, you know, people don't really hear a solo acoustic player do very often, and the second people recognize it, they kind of get moving and nodding and singing along. The one I'm going to show you, though, is not solo acoustic. I showed you Walkin' in Memphis from a show at Wild Wing back in 2019 that I did with Jayson Sabo and Andy Farley on lead guitar and drums, respectively. This is also from that same show. So this is me, Jayson Sabo on lead guitar, and Andy Farley on drums. The three of us are doing Elton John's The Bitch Is Back. It's one of my favorite performances I've ever done of that song. I love the sounds that the three of us make on stage, and I hope the three of us can get together and do something like this again soon. But for right now, I'm going to take you back to July of 2019 at Wild Wing in Augusta, Georgia, where Jayson, Andy, and myself really rocked it, if I must say so, on The Bitch Is Back. So I hope you enjoy it.
I was justified when I was fine. Raising Cain, I spit in your eye. Changing now, the poor getting fair, but the fever's gonna get you when the bitch gets back. Ooh. Eat meat on a Friday, that's alright. Even like a steak on a Saturday night. I can pitch the best at your social dues. I get high in the evening, sniffing pots of glue. Ooh. I'm a bitch, oh the bitch is back. Stone cold sober as a matter of fact. I can bitch, cause I'm better than you. It's the way that I move, the things that I do, oh. Entertain by picking brains, sell my soul by dropping names.